Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pouring Takes with Charlie and Rhea. We are joined with our special guests, Luke and Brandon. Take it away, fellas.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Pouring Takes podcast. I'm Charlie Van. We are here at Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club, always with my partner and my co-host, Rhea.
I am so far away from you because we have a fully stacked squad today.
We are a full house.
Hey, Brandon, you're really, really far away from me. Hello. Charlie has to move out
social
of the way so I can
distancing.
see
over there. I can
then,
barely
of course,
see you down there.
And then, of course, we have the return of handsome Luke.
Hi.
Look at his blue eyes sparkling in the sunlight.
God damn. I'm objectified.
You're like Twilight over here. Throw some glitter on you.
Ray's going to need to calm down over there.
He's the Night King.
You know what? Let me enjoy this, okay? Okay?
Right? Fresh and free.
Absolutely.
Floating in the breeze.
You know what? Living our best lives. Guys, it's officially summer. We're in June.
It's June.
That's
it
right.
was 100
Hey,
in my truck today.
It's my birthday month.
It
It
is
is your
birthday
birthday.
month.
Yay.
You're turning
I'm one
21.
of those that has a birthday month.
Yes, you are. What are we doing for your birthday this year?
Man, we're going all out. I have a giant screen to put up in my backyard for karaoke for all my friends. So I ordered a mess load of tacos. And
Big time.
we're going to set it up in the yard, and everybody's just going to sing their little hearts out.
Charlie's
so
gonna sing
fun.
some,
I'm going to sing you a song.
some Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places.
There
aren't
you go.
Yeah.
You did
Gonna do some
karaoke
50.
on,
What?
you
Yeah, I
did
did.
karaoke on Friday.
I did. I did some Frank Sinatra. That's my new thing now.
What
Okay.
song?
Yeah.
What song? What song?
So this time around,
Love
I
and
did
Marriage.
Fly Me to the Moon. Before that, I usually do My Funny Valentine.
So was that like the Vegas effect? Like you came back from Vegas and was
No,
like, I'm going to channel
I-
Frank Sinatra?
I mean that helped. No, I did Frank Sinatra on Valentine's Day there.
Oh, okay.
So I love
All right.
jazz. Came from Guys and Dolls back in the day. Just never tried it because I never thought, okay, with the crowd, like it, be into it. But hey, the older you get, it's like wine.
You know what? You can't go wrong with Taylor Swift. And today I am in my Reputation era in
feeling
all
Swift.
black.
I know I'm super out of the Swift scene, but is it true that she just bought the rights to like all of her like masters and
That
stuff?
is
Hell
correct,
yeah.
That's
handsome
pretty.
Luke.
That's pretty baller. You can buy back your rights. That's how rich you are.
It's been yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been a long time coming for Taylor, man.
I mean, the
Long time
only
coming.
thing that I'm upset about is I was looking forward to Reputation Taylor's version because that's my favorite album. And granted, she sang that all about her ex-boyfriend, who
There
we will
are
not name.
self-titled
Which one? Aren't there
albums
like
Is
and
all of
17?
her songs about her ex-boyfriends?
Reputation.
Hey, if you
era
got the
fans.
material, use it.
Team Jake
No, you're
Gyllenhaal,
right.
baby.
I get it.
Team Coldplay. Was she with Coldplay?
No, she was
Oh.
with Calvin Harris.
Okay, that might have been Jennifer Lawrence and Coldplay. I can't remember.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, Dakota Johnson.
Wasn't
They both have their own like tracks.
he with Gwyneth Paltrow? I don't know.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
married to
He
her.
was married to her,
He's
yeah.
got
Yeah.
kids with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the vagina
Apple.
candle lady.
Goop.
That's true.
She's the Goop lady.
Is that what you call
That's-
vagina candles?
That's the company she started
Is that what
with
it's
the
called?
vagina candles. Goop.
Oh.
All right.
Small businesses like that are the backbone of the American.
That's right.
Thank you,
Small
Gwyneth
businesses.
Paltrow.
Speaking of things that are the backbone of America, what did you guys do this weekend?
How does
America's pastime. Went to see Cardinals Rangers on Saturday.
Oh,
you know,
Hey.
yeah.
You see
The
what I
one
did
game
there?
the Cardinals won 2-0. Two other bad games. The
And
rest
they
of
had
them
the
were
roof
good.
went to
Wait,
bad.
did you say two other bad games? Because I'm pretty sure those were really great games.
Yeah. I actually forgot what happened in those games. Yeah.
I'm sure
Oh.
Brandon can tell us. I mean, look
No.
at his hat.
11-1
Yeah,
on
right.
Friday was pretty.
Yeah, there
nice.
was 2 good games, 1 bad game this
Yeah.
weekend.
No, but Saturday was beautiful though. The Globe Life was open.
Oh,
I've been
that's
there. I've been there
awesome.
when it's closed and when it's been open. It looks massive when it's open. It was a beautiful day. So yeah, that was my weekend.
All
Good.
ballparks should be open air because
Truly.
the retractable roof
Yeah.
is not the same.
Now it's
But
weird.
I get it because it's 100.
Yeah.
Right? So I understand, but it's just not the same.
It is. It's weird. I had never been to an indoor MLB game. It was a very different,
wow.
Yeah.
very different experience.
I feel like I've only really been to, well, I've been to a lot of ballparks that were open air. But the most of them, because I grew up in Houston.
Yeah.
So
Right,
roof
right.
was always
Minute
closed.
Maid.
Yeah.
No longer called Minute
No
Maid.
longer Minute Maid. My bad.
Daikin.
Yeah.
Daikin
Daikin.
Park.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's not the Astrodome.
No, that's somewhere else.
That's a
That's a whole different
totally
building.
different location.
So the Astrodome is like next door to Reliant or NRG Stadium. I still call it Reliant. See, that's how old I am.
I'm a sports personality on a sports podcast. Can you tell?
yeah, you said earlier the Stars were going to win in 3.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, you guys!
I
It was
mean,
the first time for everything.
Did the Oilers get
but
food
not that.
poisoning? You know,
I
that's-
am not ready to talk about that. So in the meantime, What are we all drinking today? I see a variety of things
Something
going on.
green.
The green shots are coming up in a minute, but I want to see what beers we have because you guys were talking about Charlie's beer when he ordered, right?
Well, speaking of Houston, I'm still going Houston. This is the St. Arnold's lawnmower, which is nice summer
So it's grass?
pool. Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Grass
it's nice
is
and
good.
chilled.
You know that sweet
on the
smell after you mow the yard, man. I'd love that. I would love to drink that.
I'm a girl. I don't get it.
Yeah, you sure don't.
What are you drinking, Luke?
Coors Light.
Coors Light. Hanging in the Rockies.
I'm also drinking Coors Light over here.
That's more like Keystone Light right there.
Oh,
in
goodness.
solidarity with the 9-50 Colorado Rockies, and
Ooh.
Yeah.
support them in any way I can.
9-50.
First team to have less than 10 wins when reaching 50 losses in MLB history.
They've
Big time.
already
Holy
played almost
mackerel.
60 games this season.
Yeah, playing game 60 right now.
I
actually.
heard
Wow.
that Scotty
Time
Scheffler.
flies.
Scotty Scheffler has more wins in the past month than the Rockies.
It is true, and it's crazy because I went to the Schwab in Fort Worth 2 weekends ago, and it was the one tournament over the last month that he didn't win. So terrible.
Well,
I know.
to be fair,
Fire him. He's awful.
surrounding the ballpark is a bunch of breweries. Dispensaries are not far, so I mean, it's in the air.
It's in
It's
the
in the
air.
air.
Yeah.
Grass is in the air.
Well, speaking of things that are in the air, this is my drink today. I decided to step it up and get
Yeah.
a real drink, unlike these guys.
Beer's a
Something
real
stiff.
drink.
Yeah, I'm chilling today. This is out of your league.
Oh.
Essentially, this is a Cosmo with a cute name.
I've heard that term a
Hey.
lot before.
Got the
Cute
underdog spin on it.
Cosmos.
Hey, I will try anything once, and I feel like one of my goals this summer is to get through the cocktail menu at this bar. Since we're here every week,
That's
again,
what I say.
at Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club.
That'll take you like 6 weeks.
You know what? Speaking of advertising things,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey, do you have a message you want to get out to people? Do you have a product you want us to model, try, taste test, whatever it is? We're your people. We are the people that are out and about, in touch with all of the things, and we would love to help you reach your marketing goals. So feel free to email us at pouringtakes.com. We can offer an assortment of packages from social media partnerships to in-podcast advertisements to showing off your product live on our show. We wear things, we eat things, we drink things, we have experiences. So please, please, please reach out to us, and we will do all the things.
That's great. Thank you. I appreciate the input on that, and I'll be sure to mention you whenever we do our next ad.
Absolutely. Today's shot is sponsored by yours truly. You're
Oh,
fucking good and you win games, but in this case, the Stars were not fucking good and they did not win games.
Yeah.
So, in order to say goodbye to the season, that was
Goodbye.
our third in a row Western Conference Finals appearance that went nowhere.
Third
Oh.
Final Four.
Cheers, guys, to a great long
Cheers.
season.
And by the way, I
Peter
saw,
DeBoer.
I saw two various. Hold on, we'll just take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went down right like Game 5.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was yummy.
I saw a
That went
stat.
down quicker than Jake Ottinger in Game 5.
Don't hurt my feelings.
That was like a first sip. Like you just sniffed it, it was out.
That was
I did see a stat. Well, I've seen various where it's like we're the first or we're the second though in NHL to have three straight finals and lost. Not a stat
Yeah.
you want.
since the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, so not a good one. It's just been one of those years for Dallas teams post Luka trade.
I don't think
Yeah.
the Luka trade has anything to do with
No,
this.
but
the Luka trade has
it didn't
things-
help them
something
around
to do with
the university.
everything.
Yeah.
It has
You
everything to
guys-
do with it. There's
you
a dark
guys-
cloud hanging over this town.
I am so done with blaming the Luka trade on how bad things are in our lives, sports-wise.
No, the Luka trade is not
It'll
the
never
cause. The Luka trade
I'm
is a
tired.
symptom of a curse.
You
Yeah.
guys are being
It's
like
how we mark time.
You're like
There's
those
a before
people-
the trade and after the trade.
There is that stat.
I will remember where I was literally for the rest of my life.
Okay, yes.
I
will
woke my
too.
wife up.
I will
It's like-
say this. I'm not blaming the Luka trade. I'm just saying the way this year is, it's just it all accumulates together in one cluster.
I need you guys to have a little faith. I need you guys to see outside the box that is the Luka trade.
Cooper Flag?
We have good things coming. There are other things happening in our lives that we should be excited about. And you
And-
know what? It's fucking summer.
Hey, it
And-
got rigged in
Let-
our favor.
Make like Elsa and let
Wait,
it go.
did Paige get a concussion though? I saw.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a
I'm like,
hamstring.
we cannot have good
It's
things.
concussion.
Oh shit.
We cannot
Our
have good
pets'
things.
heads are falling
See?
off.
You guys are like just as bad as the people who believe in Mercury in retrograde. Calm down.
I did see
I
it-
don't believe in any of that.
I did
Hey,
see an
that's
article
me.
today that had
Conspiracy guy.
What
believes
if
in Mercury.
the Mavericks trade the #1 pick.
Oh yeah, that came on my feed today too.
And I'm like, you know what
ESPN
this
put out a
is?
good article
This is
today,
a
actually.
symptom of somebody saying, we've seen Nico do something stupid in the past. Maybe he'll do something stupid again.
Is it stupid or is it interesting?
No, it's stupid.
Those are
I
not
don't
mutually
know.
exclusive.
I don't know.
So true.
You guys, I told you there is a world where I'm okay with trading that #1 pick away if it means I get Anthony Edwards, for example.
Probably not
Who?
happening.
They will never trade away Anthony Edwards.
I mean, they traded away Cat. Meow.
Yeah, well, as,
I will say, yes, they did. He was catty about that. Now he's sitting at home as well.
Yeah, you
I mean,
So is Anthony Edwards. That's why I'm like,
I'm not a huge Ant fan.
Oh, I love that.
I like
man.
Shea more than Ant.
free throw merchant. God damn.
But-
Whatever it is.
They both
I'm
are.
just saying there are scenarios where it's okay. Like,
Not
I-
Devin Booker.
I'd rather have Giannis
I-
over Anthony
no,
Edwards.
Absolutely not.
Giannis ain't
Absolutely
going. If
not.
Giannis is going anywhere, he's going to. San
Well, no, he's
Antonio.
I
not
was gonna
coming.
say, I
He's
think
not
he's going to
coming
San Antonio.
here. He's not, But okay.
But let's get back to the stars.
Well, I was gonna say-
let's
Say, is
bury
this
the
what we're
lead.
talking
Speaking
about?
of bad decisions, the one
Here's
that's gone
one.
the most viral, the most talked about, is and you mentioned Jake Ottinger, is DeBoer making the choice to pull him like pretty much seconds in after those 2 quick goals,
Unbelievable.
which is shaken. And not only that, he had to sit right next to the announcer.
right next to Ray Ferraro.
Yeah, it was
Who's-
extremely
there's
awkward.
Pictures
He
of
took
him.
it like a champ. I mean, he seemed calm, but I'm sure in his mind.
Oh my
you
gosh!
know.
And I was listening to our episode from last week where we were talking about what do you tell Jake Ottinger going into this game? How do you mentally prepare him for this moment? Pete DeBoer killed his psyche. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. That's it. Jakey is never going to be Jakey.
Not
again.
the first time.
No. And I saw this. You guys are all familiar with the Patrick Waugh saga,
Yeah.
right? Canadians to
Yeah.
to Colorado. I saw a tweet. It was like Jake Ottinger's about to win 2 cups
Yeah.
for the Colorado.
Avalanche, I saw that too.
I saw
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like we talked about possibly trading Jake Ottinger last season before his extension came through. Probably should happen again.
Well,
Probably a conversation worth having.
I'll let you guys
I-
speak
Need to get
further
rid
on
of
that.
DeBoer.
I'm going to bring
or
something
we're
up.
waiting for them to fire Pete DeBoer because let's
I
be
don't
real.
think that'll happen either.
We talked about that last week
He's
Well-
got
too.
1 year left on his contract.
Can I bring
Is the
a
deal.
little insider or a little? This is, I don't think breaking news, obviously, because there's no 100% fact of what's gonna happen, right? But this is David Pagnotta. Sorry if I misspell pronounce your last name, but he's with Fourth Period Hockey Show on Sirius. He's an NHL analyst. He said the noise out of Dallas, Pete DeBoer, is per multiple sources. Players are not pleased with how he handled several situations during the Western Conference Final, along with post-Game 5 and exit. Media remarks told players voiced concerns during the internal exit interviews. DeBoer does only have 1 more year left on his contract.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was a total panic
and
move.
you throw your and I think the biggest thing is not just the throwing under the bus. That's one thing you don't do. And he can bring up the stat. Well, he came up short. You weren't the better coach either in those series.
Absolutely.
And
He
you're-
had no answers
Yeah.
for
You got shut.
Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you want to talk about Ottinger's performance in the last couple times you faced Edmonton? Sorry, bud. Let's look at your past performance in 6 out of the last 7 conference finals. You've lost 6 out of the last 7 conference finals. Who's the problem? Is it Ottinger? It's your ass, dude.
Well, and
Jesus.
when you're we talked about this too, like just when your key guys. I mean, Mikko Rantanen 0 goals this series. When your key guys aren't stepping up either. I mean, look, Oilers no doubt are really good, but here is a stat: 2-1 over them in regular season. So I don't want to hear that they couldn't beat them or that they didn't show up. Pete didn't have them ready.
That's why we call him Streako Rantanen, man.
Yeah, well,
Ooh,
you got to hold. Like,
mean.
I think the thing
Accurate.
is, obviously, this whole team, as we see, they were shooken. Like, I don't believe in them. Well,
Shooken to the core.
Shooken to the, I don't believe that. Like, I know there were moments of good. It doesn't matter. It's what's in the end. We lack the intensity. I was texting you guys that, like, when the Bouchard, act like he hit. If I was Hentz's teammate, I'm out there. I'm going after that.
Kicking some ass.
Yeah.
Some serious
I was
ass.
ready to fight. I was in the stadium. Like I'm ready to fucking fight
But
somebody.
that tells you how they were in our head. Because any
Yeah,
other, they're
they were
fighting.
They were shaking.
Yeah. But that's also comes to like obviously player, but your coach too, because
You
I
know
think
what
he
there
was
was?
shaken too.
You know what there was? There was no get in that ass energy.
Yeah, well,
Get it.
your coach has to give you that.
But
You
let me
know.
tell you guys about my escapades during Game 5.
All right.
Okay, I'm interested.
So I went to Game 5 with my sister, her husband, and their brother-in-laws. So it was basically their family and me. And my brother-in-law and his brother are just like big drinkers, just like us. Like they just want to have a good time. So they start at my apartment, and we're like already doing shots before we even leave. Like we're just getting warmed up. We're excited. We have these cute little matching stars outfits. Like we're fucking ready to roll. And so we get there, and we're sitting all the way up at the top because we got last-minute tickets for, God, so much money. So expensive. So we were actually sitting right outside whatever bar lounge is on the 3rd floor. I forgot which liquor it's named after. And
Old 97 or old 75 or something like that.
is it
Well,
old
97 is a really good group.
Yeah.
I don't
Old
know.
75. I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
But after Ottinger gives up the first 2 goals, I get up and I leave. Like I told you guys, I said, I cannot go through this again. Like I cannot live another playoff game. Why are you giving me the puppy pout?
That's just sad, man. I'm just sorry for you, man.
So I get up and I go to the bar and I just get another beer and I'm just trying to calm down. And my brother-in-law comes in and he goes, you know what we need? I said, what do we need?
Casey
he goes,
DeSmith.
He goes, a vibe change shot. So we were standing there waiting for the bartender, and we order. She goes, "What shot do you want?" And we're like, "You pick." And she picks this like dark rum I've never heard of. Apparently, it's whoever was sponsoring the day. As we are doing this shot, we score our first goal of the game.
Okay.
So
That
I
sets
told
a
them what y'all
dangerous
said.
precedent.
I told them what you guys said. If you're drinking and they score a goal, you do not go back to your seat. So I didn't go back to my seat. I kind of just stayed in the concourse, hung out.
Oh, you're superstitious like
Yeah.
me.
Well, I briefly went back to my seat, saw they scored again, went back to the bar. Again, as I'm waiting for my next vibe change shot, we score again.
See?
So it's my fault. I didn't stay there. This time we did Fireball. But at this point, I'm just shit-faced. Like, I'm too drunk to
That'll
be there. Yeah. My brother-in-law is literally, like, standing on one leg at this point. Like, it's not great. But I will say, like, the crowd energy, you could feel, like, everyone was so hyped when the game started. And after Ottinger was pulled, it was never the same. Even though we were able to score a couple goals, I think everybody in that stadium was just having that what the fuck moment. Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening to us? This is still a winnable game. DeSmith hasn't really proved himself as a top backup goalie.
This was his second appearance in the whole postseason.
Yeah, it made no sense to me or anybody in there, and it was rough. And I ended up staying till the end, which I didn't love, but because I was with my sister's family, I kind of had to. But I did get to see the stick taps for Jamie Benn, and I kind of got the vibes that this could
It might
possibly
be.
be the end.
It could be.
And I might have cried.
old.
I might
I
have
mean,
well,
Yeah.
Watch your tongue.
well,
he and I are the
you
same
know, they
age.
asked him.
For an athlete, it's
yeah,
levels.
he's old for an
I
athlete.
mean, look,
Ancient.
he's in I believe in a contract
the
year.
equivalent of 89
Uh,
years old with a walker.
He's in a contract year, I believe, if
He's
not
still my
next
favorite.
year.
Oh, he's a beast.
They asked him, you know, obviously he's going to say he doesn't want to play anywhere else because he won't. This is it. I don't see any team really.
yeah, he's not going to play for the Blue Jackets.
Well, unfortunately, let's be honest, and we talked about it, and it hurts, but, you know, didn't see anything, and it goes back to even the Brashawn, like, not stepping up there. Like, I just didn't see the intensity. I didn't see the play level to be like, okay, cool, let's see you back. And I love Jamie Benn, too, but I didn't see anything to be like, all right, I'm cool with this guy coming back. Just like Pavelski last year, it was just time. Like, I think we need to move forward. I think we do need some more new leadership. If it's not DeBoer, we need a new captain, and that's
I
not a
was
knock on
just
Pitt, but
about to ask you,
Yeah.
who would you put the C on next season if Jamie Benn is not there?
man, this is because there's a lot of guys right now that after this series that I'm like, I don't know who could really be the captain, but I'll go. For me, it's either gonna be Mikko or Hintz. Hintz was the toughest motherfucker on there. You don't hear me cuss normally.
I mean, it could be Miro.
Yeah, I mean Miro too. Like those three guys.
Yeah.
Those are the most guys. Mikko might have been apt by Gold, but believe me, that guy is a leader in that locker room right now.
Yeah. I just think you give it to Heiskanen or Hintz before
Yeah.
you give it to me.
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that, and that's why I said
mean,
Hintz
just
is the
because he's
toughest
been
guy.
here for a couple months.
He
But
had
yeah.
a fractured foot.
No, I know.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
played.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
he's a baller.
Yeah,
Love
hockey,
it,
they're tough.
Yeah.
Those players are tough.
They tough, man.
Not compared to Tim McMahon.
No.
I saw Shorzy. They're pretty tough.
I mean, they're for the hipsters, right?
Yeah, they're for the hipsters, by the way. Hockey.
Okay, so in terms of off-season moves, one of the most notable glaring issues we talked about as the season ended, the playoff run went on, is we still have an issue with our defense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to strengthen that in the off-season, if anything?
Well, here's the thing. We have several defensemen that are on, like, expiring contracts. Duchesne, he was in 1 year deal. CC was
I'm
in a
gonna
1 year.
miss him.
Who, let's be honest, didn't have the best series. Really didn't have the really strongest postseason. Guys that, to me, that really stepped up were like Thomas Harley really came.
Yeah.
Dude,
Thomas
Steele-
Harley is a
Yeah.
fucking
Steele
star.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, he
Steele is ill.
impressed the shit out of me this
Yeah.
postseason.
It was really more
One
your
of the
supporting
best
cast.
And
fourth liners.
Bischel
Yeah,
will have
100%.
another,
Bischel for
another
sure.
year under his
It's
belt. He's
weird.
so young.
There was dudes that stepped up, like Steele and Bischel, but then dudes that completely disappeared, like Robo Ranton and like like Johnston.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
what happened to
set-
Baby Wyatt?
set a
Our
record.
Forwards were
He
so
set
absent.
a record
Yeah.
for worst plus minus
Yeah.
ever in a playoff series.
My feelings are
Ever.
hurting.
My
Terrible.
only thing with Wyatt, and I agree that was bad, but I give Wyatt a little bit more of a pass than I will Robo. Just I think Wyatt's still very young, 21. I had a feeling this year was going to be a little bit questionable without his Obi-Wan Kenobi, but there was a big mentorship there. So now he's on his own. I think he's got a 5-year deal. I think he's right there. The guys that worry me are like someone like Robo. And who
I mean,
you
Robo-
expected to be the next captain,
Robo
possibly.
had 2 goals
Yeah.
in Game 5,
Yeah.
which is hilarious because I like.
Robo had way better stats in the games that they lost. than
Yeah,
the
which
games
is
they won.
crazy.
Yeah. And
But he
they're
always kind of has. Like, his stats have always been just a little empty. Not to compare to, like, baseball,
Stat
but
patter, little Garbo
like
time
a little
guy.
A-Rod-ish, right, from baseball, right?
A-Rod-ish.
Where his stats were there, but he didn't, like, they were kind of empty, like, throughout the whole time. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of envisioned Robo like that. He doesn't get the important goal
Sure.
when it's
Garbage
needed.
time?
Yeah, it's a lot of
Kinda,
garbage
sure.
stuff, when they're already up or down by 3.
I mean, there were points in that Game 5 where we were only down a goal, and you could feel the shift in the momentum, and you got excited for a little bit, and then somehow Edmonton just knew
Connor
how
McDavid
to.
was
Con-
not going to
Well,
let
yeah,
them
they got the
lose.
most talented hockey players on the planet. That's just
Oh,
how
I
it
know.
happened. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
aware.
Nothing you
Well,
can do.
Nowhere.
the debate though right now is would Robo be trade option? Like, should you trade him? Should you not?
Value there.
Consider.
Yeah.
You gotta consider it.
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
value. Empty numbers or not, again, that's my opinion.
There's-
It's still numbers, right?
Yeah.
So there's value in Robo if you want
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
trade.
there's loads of teams out there who would love to have him,
Yeah, for sure.
and that would give us some
I'll
really
take him.
great value.
St.
And
We
Louis will
need a
take him.
defenseman like we had last year with, like, Tanev, who was just
yeah,
Yeah.
rough,
No,
right?
that was.
I mean, we
perfect.
have Marchment who will hit people, but
oh,
he
I
also
love
will
Mason
get,
Marchment.
He's another
Marchment
guy
is so
though.
funny.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because I've been to a ton of Stars games this year, and it's so funny. Like, he falls down all the time because he just throws his body, and he's just a little rag
literally,
doll.
I
he's
watched
so
a
big,
TikTok.
but his balance he's got
crap.
nothing.
He's
Like,
so
his slider
clumsy.
is on 0. It's so hilarious
He
watching that guy
seems like
play
the
hockey.
kind of guy that if he's on your team, you like him, but if he's not on your team, you're like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes
just
he's
like-
frustrating though. Those some of
Yeah.
those stupid penalties. He picks
I will
up.
say with Mason Marchment,
He picks. He commits, but he also draws.
yeah, he
Just
draws
speeds
a lot.
away.
That's it.
100%.
You took the words right out of
Because
my
he just
mouth.
flings himself
That's why I
off
wish
the
he
crust,
he
yeah.
kind of was more urgent in some of this game 4 when hints in
but
that.
that's what I was looking for. That was the energy I was talking about last week when I said I need someone to just fucking rail somebody, and I didn't mean it like that. I'm so sorry.
drink.
Yeah, you did.
We're already getting off the rails here now.
But like seriously, you need that aggressor. You need that person that's gonna light that fire for you. And the Dallas Stars don't hit, and I want them to be heavy hitters next year. Advertising another drink here
Well,
at
I, mean,
Underdog.
I think it goes back
Nice.
to game 1. Yeah, we won, but look what happened at the end of it. Oilers just completely turned it into a brawl because they knew they had the intensity factor. And here's the thing. We're going to be talking about fighting here in a second. And sometimes not always the best talented fighter wins. Sometimes it's the one with the most fucking intensity. And that's the one thing that this team did not have throughout this series. They
Yeah,
did
it
not
was
make it dirty.
definitely
And that's
lacking.
what you need to do. And it was the same as last year.
Could you make an argument that they lacked intensity for the entire playoff run? That they relied on talent more than skill? Or talent more than aggression, I would say.
Well, they're always like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're a finesse team. They're not a rough and tough team. They're fast, and they're not a team like Vegas who's just huge and is going to hit you, right? They're more like Colorado, who has these skill players that they're hoping are better than your skill players, right?
But yeah, if you're going finesse for finesse and skill for skill with Edmonton,
exactly, that's the
Yeah, you're not
problem.
gonna win.
That's why the Knights
Yeah.
would have actually been a better matchup for us in the Western
I
Conference Finals
agree.
than our skill players going against their skill players, because Edmonton's going to win that. Now they may have trouble with Florida because Florida's big, right?
Yeah, and
They
their
hit
fizz.
hard.
and
They
they hit hard.
Yeah,
I mean, we have very recent history to back that up.
Yeah,
365 days ago.
exactly.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
They're going to
Here-
have
We're
problems.
exactly where we were a year ago, which brings me to my last and final question before we wrap up hockey is, tell me what your picks are for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'm going to go Florida Panthers. I think they're aggressive. I think they're going to be in their head. I think this is this new dynasty team for a reason. They've been scratching for the last 3 years who's been better than them. And go Seth Jones, a former student of my dad. So
Yeah. I am also going to pick the Panthers, probably in 6, just because,
I was going to say 7.
like Luke said, we have proof. They're better. I mean, we've seen it happen where one team will win one year, and then if they repeat in the championship the next year, the other team wins. It happens occasionally, but not often, right? So I'm picking Florida.
Handsome Luke.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for the Florida Panthers because I've met Matthew Tkachuk. He's a St. Louis boy. He's a good dude. I got a signed picture of him in my place. I do think they're gonna win. They're gonna win again. I want Edmonton to win. I want Connor McDavid to get a cup. If Connor McDavid retires without a cup, it'll be one of the biggest.
He'll be like the Dan Marino of the NHL.
That is
Yes.
actually a perfect comparison, and I think that'll be a tragedy up there with Dan Marino because he's that good.
He just pops.
He's
Like,
ridiculous, man.
I was talking to my boss, during the series, and I was like, I could put my dad, who's never watched a second of hockey, right, in front of the TV, and he'd be like, "Who's that guy? He's way better than
Same.
everybody
You can
else."
pick
Yeah.
him out.
Same.
See it.
He
Yep.
cuts through a team. He cuts across the 200 feet of ice like a hot knife through butter. He's ridiculous. He's unbelievable to watch. So,
Like
I mean,
Rupe doesn't have that, right?
No.
Even Miro or
And Rupe's a pretty fast skater.
Rantanen. You don't
I mean, yeah.
see it like that.
it's
but
tough
you
to
see it
compare
when-
people to legitimately the most skilled
Yeah.
and most talented hockey player to ever play the game. So, I mean, for that reason, if they can keep playing like that, and, I mean, I think the X factor, the crux of this series is if Skinner can lock down, and because he's been playing 2 very different hockey games.
Yes.
There was a stretch over like 3 rounds of the playoffs outside the last 2 games where he did not have a save percentage between 833 and 999. He either got a shutout or got shelled.
Yep.
And he really wrapped it up in the conference finals. So if we get that version of Stuart Skinner and how the depth guys like Kapanen were playing, we're gonna have to see like top tier Oilers for them to win this series. But they can do it.
Yeah.
They can do it. I mean,
The question is it sustainable for a 7-game series?
that's what I
Like it's a very physical.
absolute 100 against a very physical, very energized, very skilled Florida team
Yes.
with a great goalie in Sergei
And they're not just
Bobrovsky.
big; they're good.
I mean, my
Yeah.
God, look what the Panthers have been doing. These playoffs, they've been getting away with a shitload of dirty shit.
I was gonna say
But-
they're the dirtiest team in hockey.
It's
right now.
unbelievable. So it's. I mean, as much as I like Matthew, which is a cold take, not a lot of people like him, but I mean, it's very hard to root for him right now, especially since they just won, and they've been getting away with like injuring Wall and like doing all these dirty pieces of shit things. It's hard to root for him, but it's been working. The refs are not calling it, so if it keeps going like that, I definitely give the edge to the Panthers. I think 6 or 7. I think I'd go Panthers in 7.
But the Oilers have gotten some pretty nice calls towards the way, and that's even Oilers podcasters saying, especially in that Game 3. That I mean,
The over the glass.
but I think Panthers will get the more benefit being the champions.
I agree.
I mean, with each passing round, the refs are going to call less and less, right?
Less and less.
So that's
And if they already haven't been calling what's happening
Exactly.
in Florida, they're not going to call it in the
Yeah, they're not
final.
gonna start
so,
now.
100%.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys. I'm going to roll with Florida. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another significant injury come out of the series just with the way Florida plays. I'm not trying to wish ill on anybody,
No.
but that's hockey. That's what happens. Yeah, Florida's more aggressive, and Florida's going to be able to do what we can't which is fucking hit somebody.
Well, and you just mentioned injury, and we kind of were talking right before. I mean, losing Hyman, that's a big deal. You don't want to go into any
Huge
final
deal. Yeah.
with a
And
man
Hyman
down
was playing
or
out
two.
of his mind.
He
Yeah,
was. Now Connor
Out of
Brown.
Arguably their third best player, right?
Yeah.
He's their
Yeah.
third best player.
Okay.
I mean,
As
at
the
lea- at
only
least
woman
at
on
how
this
he was
panel,
playing
I'm
these playoffs,
very,
he was amazing.
very concerned about the word Hyman right now.
Well,
That joke series
Can
is over.
I ask
the
you
joke
guys
series
this
is
real
done.
quick? Can I ask you this real quick, going back to comment? Because obviously, we fell short 3 straight in a row. But, I mean, to go back-to-back Stanley Cups and if you fall short in that, I mean, that's pretty tough. And I know, I mean, obviously he's talented, but it gets so hard. This isn't like football. Like, it gets so
Yeah,
hard.
are we going to be able to do this a fourth time?
I mean, yeah, did we see the everybody, we saw the documentary, the inside camera cruise that we had, like, for the last Stanley Cup final. You saw how broken McDavid was
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that one. And, coming back from 3-0, tying it up and losing in Game 7. Man, I mean, this guy's mental. I mean, as amazing as he is and as amazing as a leader and a captain as he is,
There's only so much you
that's
can do.
got to rock you.
And you're not always going to have the
Gotta
same
rock you.
roster.
I know.
There's a lot of moving pieces.
I mean, that's why I'm definitely rooting for the Oilers this time around. 100% rooting for McDavid. But, yeah. It's going to be a tough one.
In a Stars aspect for that too, right? Like during Game 5, group chat was going off, and people were like, "Why do they suck so bad?" I'm like, "They don't suck. Like getting to the Final Four, they don't suck. They're a good
Great
team.
hockey team.
Yeah,
bad matchup.
I just hate that sports, and this is not unique to hockey. It's so binary. It's so either you win the
Well,
championship
that's-
or you're awful.
But that's
Oh,
the
sports
thing.
fans are
That's-
so
and-
mean.
but you
sports
have
fans
to-
are so spoiled.
Sports
They're
fans
so
are really
dumb.
But you guys, sports come down to one thing: wins and
Winning.
losses.
100%. It's
And
binary.
I guess, you can look at your Dan Marinos, your Josh Allens, whatever. Yes, you got some really talented players, but it's what can you do for me at the end of the day? I don't feel like there's anything wrong with being upset and saying that the Stars suck. I was in the building, and I walked
They
away
played a bad game.
feeling like they suck.
But they
Well,
don't suck.
I-
They played a bad game.
I think it's disappointing too because out of all of our sports teams, the most consistent. Even going back when the Rangers won, like we weren't thinking that was going to happen. But the
No.
Stars have always been in the mix. They've always been in the mix.
Mike, will they continue to be in the mix? How hard will it be to repeat this again for the fourth time in a row? Yes, we have new blood in the system with Nico and possibly a new coach coming in, but is this going to be sustainable long term? Are they going to be able to repeat?
The sports landscape is littered with teams that almost got there and didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? So it's very difficult to win a championship in any league, and more teams don't than do.
You got to be the best out of 32.
Yeah. And
That's a small
Well-
slice of a huge pie.
Yeah, and winning 4 series, winning 16 games.
It's grueling.
So tough.
In a crazy, physically demanding sport, it's so hard to win.
Yeah, I mean, even in
So hard.
basketball, which isn't as demanding, winning 16 games is so tough.
It's unbelievable.
I mean,
Chime in
all
now,
of,
basketball fans. Tell Brandon if he's full of shit or not.
well, people will tell me that I'm full of shit. But, there's which one's the hardest one, right? They're all hard. Of the 3 teams, we're not counting the Cowboys
golf.
here. Rangers, Mavericks, Stars, all 3 of them have made the championship 3 times, and they're all 1 and 2,
Yep.
right? So it's very difficult.
My God, you just made me sad.
You know what's funny?
Angel.
If it was one game,
And
I
Freeze
swear,
hits
if
it
it's
in the
one
air
game,
to
Stars are your
center.
champion.
And
Yeah.
we will
Yeah, I
see
mean,
you
they're-
Exactly.
tomorrow night.
But also,
Get out of here!
my
David Freeze!
my dad did bring up some. We were talking
I
about
hate
this
that
real
man.
quick.
I love him.
Is
We're gonna have words
not
later.
and this
Oh, yeah.
isn't
Young man.
this isn't an excuse for the loss. Obviously at the end of the day, the Orioles were the better team. But if you look at what they had to go through compared to what we had to go through, ours were way more, I think, grueling and battle. And and I think that's the thing because we're not aggressive. That takes a lot of wind. That takes a lot of fatigue out of you too. I think from the speed. I don't think that's the whole thing, but
It's part of it.
it was part. Like I feel like they just didn't seem like they won it as bad as the Orioles. And I don't think it was because they did not want to win.
Charlie, I got to interject here.
Yeah.
I always find explanations that they didn't want it bad enough to be horse shit.
I agree with you, too.
I was
I-
going to
I'll
cut
jump on
that
that train.
as well.
I agree. They wanted it.
They-
It's their job. It's their life.
They wanted it.
They just weren't as good. Like
I think
Edmonton was
Edmonton
better.
had our number.
I
They
think
made the adjustments that need to happen,
I-
and we
I think-
couldn't figure it out.
And they have Hockey Jesus on their
Like
Yeah,
the
okay.
Rockies right now in baseball might not want it. You can probably use that argument.
but they're not
there.
hitting the championship.
Exactly. You get that far.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Stars wanted it. I hate that you just said that. That kind of hurts my feelings. They are in the Western Conference Finals for a 3rd year in a row. How does that feel? to like get to this point and get knocked down all over again.
I'm gonna
They
say-
did not wanna
Nobody
go through
wants
that.
that. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when you're trying to like date somebody. And you date a whole lot of people and they all end up rejecting you. You don't want to keep going through that, but you do because you want to end up with the one. You want to get married and do all the things.
Do
The
you?
Dallas Stars.
Nothing beats a fail.
Let me say
but a
this. Let me
try.
rephrase it. I don't think I phrased it right. What I'm saying is there is always someone who wants it that extra more than you because that's why they're winning. That's why they got that intensity. If you don't have
I
that
don't
intensity,
agree
I
Or,
don't
or,
agree.
or they're better.
they're better.
They're
with that
better,
too. But
right?
either way,
But I'm going to also say that Pete DeBoer didn't put them in the best situation. to
I
win.
totally agree
agree.
too.
I don't agree with
I
his
think-
decisions.
Going
Yeah.
into Game 5, we were all like, okay, we're going to give Pete DeBoer some grace here. We're good people. We're understanding people. We know Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are the truth. But if you're going to pull the arguably a top 3 goalie
Yeah.
from a fucking elimination game, you can fuck all the way off.
Arguably,
Yeah. No,
like
I
the best
agree.
player through the
See?
playoffs for the Stars.
Intensity.
Yeah, I have the get
That's
in
what
that
I'm
ass
saying.
energy.
Maybe I
That's
should just
right.
say I felt like Oilers fire though. I know they're good, but it's still I look at intensity and I did not see that in this team.
There we
Come
go.
into fighting, you will see.
I
There we
did
go.
it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
100% true. You won't make me buy into that because I did not see the intensity. Should have gone down fighting. When you don't go down fighting, that's where I question.
I
think they were broken.
I
Well, I
think
think
they
that
did have the intensity.
Easy thing to say anytime somebody loses. They didn't want
Yeah.
it as bad. Like, that's an easy thing to say.
It is true.
It's not. That's not the truth.
That's that Skip Bayless bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were outplayed,
I apologize
outskilled.
on that. I'm just fired up and frustrated. I
No, it's
apologize.
So
frustrating.
valid. So
But
valid.
here's
so
here's
valid.
my take.
I'm
on
looking for
sports
all
in
reasons.
Hold on,
general.
hold on. Brandon, go.
And this is gonna be a hot sports opinion, right?
I feel like getting hot over
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? Like,
In the end.
We lost.
I learned this with the Rangers championship. Rangers are my team, obviously. Loved it. Parade was awesome. Best sports time ever. That following Monday, I went back to work and it sucked, right? Like, so them losing doesn't really matter, right? You said it the other day. There's always next year. Don't get upset about it, right? It's not changing
This
anything.
is what I was trying to say about the Luka trade on the top of this show.
Luka's
that-
a little different,
That
right?
stings.
Yeah.
Because the Luka trade is a more entertainment value for a wider time period, right? A championship lasts 6 weeks, right?
Dude, I'm
During the
still
run.
riding so goddamn high off
Shut
the
up.
2019
Shut-
Blues. Are you kidding me? Championships last forever, man.
No, I
They
get
so
your
last
point.
forever.
Hey, you
To
know
be
who won
fair,
1999?
I'm still riding high off of 2011.
Shut
No.
up. I knew you were going to go there. I will
That wasn't
say,
even to be mean. I'm just saying
I will
those
say
memories are
after-
amazing.
after the Rangers won the World Series, for 365 straight days, I didn't say the Texas Rangers. I said the World
I get it.
Championship
No,
Texas Rangers. I was pumped.
The world
I,
champion
I'm gonna
Cowboys.
walk
and
it
I'm
back.
still pumped.
I am
okay?
too. I'm just
If
saying.
this guy's allowed to be excited about 2011,
Yes.
I'm excited.
I could be excited about
I don't wanna
1995
be-
Cowboys.
I'm going to walk it back because I do think the championships matter more than the losses do. The losses just happen to everybody, right? So don't get upset about
They
it.
happen to way more teams than wins do.
So it was kind
Right.
of circling back to what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier. It's like, so they lost. It sucks. Just go on. You
And
know what I mean?
I have to interject, Brandon. Drink for use of Circle Back. Ugh.
We don't like corporate speak here. We all have office jobs. God damn it.
Ooh.
Well, I apologize.
Synergy here.
I apologize, Stars. You wanted it, but like I said, I think I disagree on the intensity factor. But
I apologize to every champion ever except the 2011 Cardinals.
Hey.
all right.
And freeze hits it in
What
the
about
air.
or
to
the
center.
Eagles? Sorry, I don't
And
count
the
it.
Astros. Fuck them too.
I would
Here
like-
comes Berkman.
I would
All right, we
like
gotta move
to
on.
take this time to apologize to
Absolutely fucking nobody. Who the fuck is that guy?
Okay, on that
He's got to
note,
apologize to Michael Chandler.
on that note, let's talk UFC. It is
All
time.
right.
UFC 316 is taking place this Saturday in Newark, New Jersey.
Austin
The
316.
greatest city on the planet.
Ooh, look what you did there. We got 2 belts happening. Two
That's
belts
too
up.
many belts.
That's 2 beautiful belts. One
Two
for the men
awesome
and one for the
belts.
women. Charlie, do we want to start at the top of this card or at the start of the main card? Because this fucking card is loaded.
It's awesome.
Vicente Luque and
And
Kevin
Holland.
Holland.
Kevin Holland, Fort Worth, Texas, is one of ours. How are we feeling about his matchup with Vicente
Man,
Luque,
this is such a
who has also lost to one of ours in Jeff Neal?
Yeah, well, this is very interesting because we know how much of a wild card Holland is, and when he's 100%, 100% not off the rails, and he's dialed in, he actually is very dangerous, especially on the ground. Vicente's very interesting because I feel like he's been so up and down. Actually, I don't think he's been a lot the same after the Jeff Neal.
Absolutely. He
And
lost his hotness.
Well, I think too the way his style is, it's not the
Vicente's
most.
always hot.
Oh, he's a great-looking man. But after he lost to Jeff Neal, I couldn't look at him the same way.
Well, he did break his
aura.
face.
He lost his aura.
He
chicks
did.
be
He
like
really
that.
did.
Well, I mean, I think with his
I'm a chick who likes fighting. Sir.
his style isn't the most
She's not like other
sustainable in the
girls.
sense of like it actually kind of plays into a lot like what Kevin likes. Is he likes guys like that are kind of explosive, kind of just waiting in for that big punch. Vincente is a good grappler, but I think Colin is slick enough if he's dialed in to make this his fight. But both guys have to. I mean, this is a must-win for both guys.
Absolutely. So, off of that, okay, if you were Vegas and making the odds,
Yeah.
what would you think this fight's at?
You know what? This feels like a Kevin Holland kind of win.
Sure.
It really does. He needs it. And like I said, when the guy's dialed in, he got to beat Jacare, knocked him out from
Does
the
he
bottom.
want it more?
Jacare.
Will he have the
That's
intensity?
Well, with Kevin Holland, that's a fair question because Kevin Holland loves to get paid.
That is actually a fair
because
question. with Kevin Holland.
he likes to get paid and he likes to have fun. But I think this is one of those where he needs to dial in.
Yeah, he's sitting at minus 270 right now.
Yeah.
It's a big favorite.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Do you have a take on this?
No, everything that Charlie said about Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque, it holds true. I mean, I think this is Holland's fight to win. He should. I think Luque's on the way out. Kevin's a unicorn with the way he takes a shitload of fights every year.
I was going to
think
say,
wins
does
this
he
one.
give you gatekeeper vibes? Because
He absolutely does give me gatekeeper
Yeah.
vibes, but I
He might
think,
be fine
I think
with
this is
that,
his
too.
fight.
I
I think that's what he wants. As long as he's getting a check at the end of the day, he don't care.
absolutely settled into his role as a gatekeeper. 100%.
Well, I mean, he said it best. Like, he made so much money in those first 2 years because he was just active. He doesn't rarely get hurt, and he has fun, and they're going to keep him around because he's a personality.
I'm a
He's an
dork
absolute
and I don't know what
personality.
gatekeeper means.
So
It's a
essentially,
reference to Ghostbusters.
these are guys that have been in the league for a while that can't quite reach that contender status, but they kind of are the benchmark for people wanting to be
I
contenders.
see. So they're like the filter.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to play with the big
they
dogs?
separate the men from
Yeah.
the
You
boys.
got to beat this guy.
You got to go through me to get to him, kind
All
of
right,
thing.
Gatekeeper.
You got girls. You got to go through me to get to him.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just
kidding.
learning this, but I approve.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, I'll send you all of my hinge matches, and you can just filter them
Done.
out. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
dude, if I could have had that, I'd have met my wife way sooner.
I don't know. Don't believe the hype. Just- it sometimes. Anyway,
Well,
It
that
can
was
be
10 years ago. So. I don't want to do it now. Holy moly.
yeah, I'm stressed thinking about it. Anyway, let's move on. Patchy Mix making his
Yes.
UFC
Card.
debut
Yeah.
on the main card, fighting Mario Batista. I know this is a sore topic for you, Charlie. You're obsessed with Tatiana Suarez. This is
I mean,
her
obsessed is a very
main
strong
man.
word. We gotta be careful.
She's a cutie, man.
She is a cutie.
She's a beautiful woman. I will give her that. So right now, Patchy Mix is the favorite at negative 175. How do we feel about this matchup, boys?
I see a 3-round scrap. What I love about Patchy, former Bellator bantamweight champion, very long rangey, loves to scrap, really good ground game. And Mario, we've seen him in all his fights with Jose Aldo, even going back to a guy we know, Miles Johns. That's what he loves to do too. He loves to get in the pocket. So I feel like this is going to be very scrap, but I have Patchy. Patchy just has a way better resume too, in what he's doing and how slick he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's been waiting for this moment his entire
Mm-hmm.
career. I mean, yes, he was an icon with Bellator, but this is the big show. This is his moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a great card.
Still a young guy.
Still young, yes, absolutely. Mario Batista
They are both 31 years old.
Yeah.
is from here as well. Is he from here?
You mean from Texas?
I want to say.
It's a pretty big place.
I thought
I
he
could
was
not
also
tell
a
you.
Texan, but I don't remember.
Oh no, MMA. So he's fighting out of Arizona.
Arizona. My bad. My bad. But yeah, I'm
Great
rolling,
gym though.
rolling with Patchy on this one.
Rolling with Patchy. All right.
Next up, Kevin Gastelum and Joe Pfeiffer. Currently, Joe Pfeiffer is the favorite by negative 380. So quite the big advantage here, according to Vegas.
What I know about Pfeiffers is they tend to be attractive.
That's
Michelle.
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 This guy's tall. I do like Pfeiffer in this one. I've always been a Calvin fan for sure. Pfeiffer's got the range. He can keep him on the outside. Very technical. Got the power. I kind of see where Calvin is now. It's definitely not to where we saw back. In
I'm
the
going to say
Izzy.
also gatekeeper status for the middleweight division for Kelvin Gastelum.
He has been for a while. Yeah,
It's
100%.
tough. He doesn't utilize his wrestling as much as he used to. He's going to strap. Hard guy to put away. I think it's going to be a decision. Joe Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Joe as well.
Yeah, I think that might be 30-27s across the board.
Yeah,
It'll be a
unanimous
decision
decision all the way.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to grind it out. It's going to be kind of boring, not going to lie.
Damn.
That's fighting.
That's
Fight,
matchup.
it happens someday. Gastelum just hasn't been the same guy in the 2020s outside of the Curtis fight.
You know
Yeah.
how I think about Kelvin Gastelum is that he coached that season of Ultimate Fighter with Robert Whittaker.
Yep.
Their careers went completely different directions after that. Robert Whittaker is a staple as a contender in that division, whereas Kelvin kind of just bounces around a little bit.
It's tough. The weight cutting issues at times doesn't help either. I think it's just his style. Like he's not a high volume puncher. He's got some power, but he's not like how Tyron Woodley was. So he just he clinches. He clinches. He'll wrestle if he can. He'll get in the mix, but it's not enough for some of these top 5, top 10 guys who are just so well-rounded, so speed, so high volume, so technical.
Yeah, you've got so many great people in the middleweight division right now, so that's rough. Anyway, this is the fight I'm most excited about. The ladies showing down for the bantamweight crown. Ooh, I rhymed. I didn't mean to.
You're a poet.
Juliana
You didn't
Pena.
even realize
The
it.
biggest disparity in odds on the
Yes,
on
it
the main
is.
card.
It's a huge odds.
Yeah, Juliana
disparity.
Pena and Kayla Harrison. This is Kayla Harrison's first championship fight in the UFC. Feel like a lot of us have been waiting for this moment for quite some time. Didn't expect her to go up against Juliana Pena. Always wanted her to go up against Amanda, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
But that's not on the table. This is where we're at. I know UFC has been blowing up social media with Juliana Pena highlights, specifically when she beat Amanda Nunes. Amanda had COVID, by the way. Just throwing that out there. And Amanda
Gross.
did
In
make
a
it right.
fight?
Amanda did make it right here in Dallas a few months later. So,
In dominant fashion.
absolute dominant fashion.
I'll go back to that fight. I won't use the COVID as an excuse. It was exactly like GSP versus Matt Serra won. Matt Serra came out,
Good pull.
slug, caught him, made him tap out. That's exactly what Amanda's she's scrappy. She set up that rear neck, and by the way, she has one of the best back controls. So it's just perfect. But Amanda, being the ultimate champion she made her adjustments, and she was overwhelmed. That's exactly what St. Pierre did to Matt Serra in their second fight, and that's what's exciting about Amanda. She's just so well-rounded in adjustment. But going into this fight, I have to see it the same way as what Pena's got to come out. She's got to catch Kayla. But to do that, she's got to give up a chance to get clinched, and that's the hard part with Kayla. And Kayla's so big.
That's
Huge.
the hard part. That's the hard part.
Big, man.
You guys,
Damn.
the hard part
Big.
is Kayla going to make 135?
Well, that's the hard part, too. But if she does,
I'm not
that's-
trying to be a dick.
There's
but
that
like,
feminine
Well, she
perspective we
did.
were looking for.
She has.
she has. So she's
yeah,
in the
but
best
how
gym.
many times at this age can you make that cut?
Well-
and how is your body going to respond to that cut? We just saw Macy cut all the way down to 135 and get absolutely smoked in wrestling by Ketlin Vieira because she couldn't get up because she was exhausted.
Yeah, but Kaylin also did not make weight,
Yeah,
and they had
that's
to
what
go
I'm
up.
saying.
Yeah, but the thing is like the difference in that is like Kayla, it's been a year since she's last fought, so I'm sure she's science and down. And in judo and wrestling, I'm not saying it can always go wrong, but she's had enough time. Believe me, they'll get it down. America's top and is really good at this. I'm not saying it's great, but she's still gonna out-muscle. She's still gonna out-muscle Pena. She is so strong, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to be so that's the danger for Pena. She's going to have to get in and short box right there, and to catch her, leave it up. But
Yeah, I just think the odds are a little unfair. I do think Kayla Harrison will win,
yeah,
but I do think the odds are just a little
Took the
aggressive.
words
Well,
right out of my
well,
mouth. I
they-
was just about to say, I think Harrison wins this one, but from a bettor's perspective, I think you have to take the sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah,
If you have
just
extra
like throw
money
a couple
to throw,
a couple
Yeah.
bucks.
But we
plus
know-
425 for the champ.
Okay, I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not clear on the rules, but say I throw down a bet on Pena and Harrison doesn't make weight. Is that like a no contest, or do I
So-
make money off of that?
depending on the book, it will void your bet
Okay.
before. It
Just
will
curious.
void your bet before.
All right.
Now I will say, because we also saw it with Macy Barber. unfortunately that main event did not happen. There was some weight cutting issues, so
Sad.
twice.
Dude, so sad.
Sad.
But no backups. This is where, now they used to never have to have backups, but then a lot of this stuff started happening, and there's no backup that I know of for Saturday's co-main
Yeah,
event.
I haven't heard
There
of a
wasn't
backup.
I don't think there
one
is.
with Macy, and this is the second time Barbara's had to pull out of a fight.
I mean, they just
before.
had the contender fight last week for this division.
Right.
So.
Well, no, you can't give Caitlin Vera a title shot after missing weight. Heck no.
No. So.
Norma McDermott is right behind there. She's on a 5-fight win streak. I would say you would have Vera and Norma fight in the fall. But let's be honest.
Nobody wants to see that.
The winner of this is calling out Amanda
like to see
Nunes.
Norma.
The winner of this is definitely calling out Amanda Nunes.
And Amanda keeps teasing that she's going to come back.
Well, here's the thing, though. If that happens, we won't see her until January, February, because she has to get in the testing pool, which takes about 6 months. But, I mean, which I'm fine with because I feel like this division needs to resort itself or kind of circle back
I mean,
to the same.
drink.
Drink.
Absolutely drink.
I'm with you, too. Like, 135 and 145 on the women's side should have more bangers, and it doesn't. And
Yeah.
it's such a letdown. These women are so talented, and there's no excitement. It's so unfair.
Maybe
And
it's where
you-
you need to be.
No, I'm retired. Thank you very much.
Going back to the Macy Caitlin fight, I didn't really see, and this is not being biased, this is just watching it. I didn't see anything for Caitlin. I was like, all right, she's a contender. Like there was
No, she just laid on Macy.
yeah,
for
and
20
she never
minutes.
had him in
Whatever.
real
Boring.
trouble. So you can't
15 minutes.
add that plus the not making weight. Yeah, that's going to be a hard one. But it's hard right now because you just look at the standings and there's just everyone has kind of been in there. Obviously, Holly's gone, and it's kind of like, all right, maybe if not Amanda come back, who? I think they need to look back over at PFL Bellator and look at some of those
Yeah.
female
was
fighters right now.
when they released the Ultimate Fighter rosters for this season
Yeah.
with DC and Chael Sonnen. I was kind of disappointed they didn't do a women's division.
They
They
should.
needed to. 125, 135, and 145 are not interesting. At 125, you didn't have your contender fight. You had Valentina in the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and Nada. Now you have to do the super fight with Whaley. You just have to.
Yeah, because Erin, it's not like she's
Fuck
been
yeah.
on this, win streak either. I mean, she was for a while, but it's just a hard sell. And already how up
So
and down
disappointing.
things have been with viewership and everything, I feel like.
And I love women's MMA. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about women's MMA. But, like, as a fan, I can see this. I can look at this and be like, God, there is nothing fun here.
Well, this is also a problem when you do have fighters as great as Valentine, Whaley, and even whether you go Amanda or Caleb because they do clean house, and then you're like, what next? So the best thing is, man, hopefully an Ultimate Fighter. We have the Contender Series coming up.
What if Valentina says, I don't want to fight Whaley. I want to fight the winner of 135 if Amanda doesn't come back. Would you take that?
Against Kayla. I mean, it'd be fun. It would be an exciting idea. I think Kayla would be alive. It's a big task, but hey, you know what? If that's what makes money and what is gonna drive interest in them, what else are you gonna do?
What else are we going to do?
You know.
We're going to get through that fight, and we're going to watch the next fight.
Yeah.
Another.
That's what we do.
This is also at bantamweight, correct? These guys are bantamweight or are they featherweight? I can't remember.
Bantamweight.
They are bantamweight. So it's a bantamweight night. That's so funny. Rob Divashali and Sean O'Malley, round 2. Do we actually want this, first of all?
Well, I think this is another Division 2 right now where it's like after the Umar Nurmagomedov fight, it's
Yeah.
like what else do you do other than Corey Sandhagen? So the only
Yeah.
one, and he's next.
Yeah, he is, but he's not going to win the belt.
It's tough because that's why.
He's so sad.
I love Corey, man.
Well,
He's
I mean,
not.
no, I think if Sean was the champ,
Corey got waxed to
If-
shit by Umar, man. Like, it was
no,
bad.
but if it's Sean versus Corey, I'll take Corey.
Oh, yeah, no.
and that's the thing. But because he also can wrestle, he
Yeah,
can actually
no,
wrestle
100%.
very well. I mean, and look what he did against Davis and Figueroa, who it
Yeah.
doesn't matter size, really good grappler.
Right,
strong.
100%.
So I don't. Bra broke a toe,
Or
two toes,
Two toes,
or
yeah.
2 toes.
Not going to stop that psychomaniac.
No, I know. That's why.
The fucking machine, dude. He's not losing this fight.
He's not. There's
He's
no
not
way.
losing this fucking
All
fight.
the shit this man talks is exquisite.
I love him.
He's an absolute personality.
I've
He's
been
an
to-
absolute psychopath. I'm here for it. I'm here for him
I-
taking out Sean O'Malley yet again because
It's
I
going to
can't
happen again.
stand him.
And it's going to happen the same way it happened back in October.
You think he's going to give him a nice little kiss?
Well,
on the back.
Sean did bring in Mighty Mouse, but here's the thing.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, no. I was gonna say it is.
It's the I don't care
It
for me.
is very. it still doesn't matter because you're not going to still get to that complete level, and that's
No.
a whole different. And I mean, look, Sean always has
Puncher's chance.
Yeah, and
Always a
if
puncher's
Rob
chance.
gets crazy, and there's times even that first fight, I was like, oh, dude, just because he does get silly, and that's what we said in the last fight. We're like, he loses this because he gets eye off the prize, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I feel like we went straight chalk.
Yeah,
We agreed on
I wish
everything.
there was more like analysis you can do for this main event, but I just don't.
All right, let me ask y'all this: where are you guys watching this fight?
When is it?
It's Saturday after your birthday party.
After my birthday party.
Unless you want to go watch it.
What is
What
UFC?
time is it?
What is
Usually,
UFC?
main card usually starts around 9 or 10.
9
No
or 10?
holds barred.
I'll be deep in the throes of karaoke in my backyard.
Yep, yes, you will.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I did for the JDM Bilal fight. I was at a club, and I was the one asshole in the corner, just like on Stream East on my phone, just watching the fight. That'll probably be what happens this time, too.
UFC, you did not hear that. They're big.
No,
No.
I buy pay-per-views, Dana.
Uncle Dana.
I buy pay-per-views.
First
I
name
pay
basis.
$85 every month
On
to
top
buy
of
your
your
numbered
ESPN
event.
Plus subscription.
That doesn't work half the
For
time.
legal reasons, that was a huge joke.
Anyway,
It's all bits here, folks.
they'll be showing the fight here at Underdog. Another spot I really like, Maple Landing. Your beloved Over Under will be showing the fight. Lots
Yes.
of different places you can go to watch it.
Yep.
If you need recommendations, feel free to DM us at pouring.takes on Instagram, and we can tell you guys where to go. And, again, if you would like to drop an ad with us and take up this space that I'm using, please let us know at admin@pouringtakes.com.
You almost had it.
Ugh, I blame the drinks. Blame it on the
You
alcohol.
can't blame it on the drinks.
I blame you not wanting it more.
That's
Yeah.
right. You didn't
Where was
have
the
enough.
intensity, Ray?
Where was it?
Where the fuck was the intensity?
Is this because I yelled at you guys?
That was the first time I've seen Charlie get amped back. That
I
was
like it.
really
I know.
nice.
That was
I
good.
know.
That was good
Good.
stuff.
We had to have an argument.
I'm going to
Speaking
draw him
of-
off sides
Speaking
every.
of moments I got super amped, I just want to shout out Ramiz.
Oh, yes.
Ramiz Brahimaj
The Bronx Boa.
used to be one of my coaches. I love him so much. You named him the Bronx Boa.
A long time ago.
That guillotine choke reminded me of his LFA days where he would just get in the cage and choke a motherfucker. I'm so proud of you, dude. Keep doing you. We're supporting you.
Dude, that camera, the
Cheers.
ref camera,
Let's
just
do
like
a
back
little
is
cheers.
intense.
I don't have a drink.
Well,
I'm dead out.
pour one
All
out.
right, well, pour one out next time.
Anyway,
Cheers.
Ramiz doesn't drink, FYI. So, but yeah,
Me either.
shout out Ramiz.
Just having a little beer.
All
Right.
right. Before we get out of here, I know we already harassed you about the Rangers taking 2 out of 3 from your Cardinals.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the NBA Finals by any chance? Pacers and Thunder?
I got
Carlisle.
Thunder.
Wow, I said it out loud and now I feel icky.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
gnarly.
You know
I
what?
have the Thunder as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Thunder are probably
What the
going to win
hell?
this series. But
Yeah.
I think it's really fun that Indiana's back in the final. For people calling this team like a perennial underdog have not been paying attention. They've been a really, really, really greatly composed roster, greatly put together roster for the last 3 years.
Do you guys want to talk about who their coach is?
Well,
Good
that's what I
old
was
Red
about to say.
Carlisle.
Their coach is Carlisle. We know for a fact he's a good coach,
And
and he
might-
gets the best out of his players.
And might
so-
I remind you, a certain 2011 Dallas Mavericks team was a severe underdog against Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh.
Oh, I get it.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I mean, this
I
Thunder,
wouldn't be
This
upset.
Thunder team is
Yeah.
ridiculous, and what Sam Presti has done the last couple of years, we will feel the effects through the 2020s. They are going to be a force. They're going to be the best team in the 2020s. You're here. I mean, I think without a doubt, the draft picks they have coming up, the youth they have on the roster, they're ridiculous. They're going to be ridiculous in the future. They're ridiculous now. I think they're a better version of the Pacers. They're both really deep teams with good guard talent and some solid guys inside. I just think there's more talent at pretty much every position on OKC. But you never know. You never know.
I'm gonna roll with Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it.
Wouldn't
I
be
can't help
upset.
it. I can't help it. I'm gonna go with Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, I think SGA is a top 5 player in the NBA.
Well, he was the MVP.
MVP.
Yeah, but I'm
Jokic
just.
should have won it. Jokic
I
should have
think
won.
Jokic, Luka, Giannis, those players I think are better. MVP, You get fatigued sometimes, right?
I don't care. Actually, that's another conversation. MVP fatigue by voters is ridiculous. I don't care if the guy's won 3 before.
Oh,
He's
I
the
If
best
he's the
player,
best
he's the
player,
player.
I
give him the
agree.
fucking MVP. LeBron should have 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Jordan,
they got fatigued.
Jordan
It's-
should have like 10.
It's bullshit.
yeah, no,
Give
I
you,
get it.
it's bullshit.
You know what?
I agree with you.
AI should be picking MVPs.
And it'll be Dwight Powell.
I'm with that. That's a good use of AI.
Yeah.
Did Dwight Powell get punched in the face today? Yes.
Let me DM
No.
him and ask.
Well, there is a Twitter account that is literally
I remember you telling me this.
called "Did Dwight Powell get punched in the face?"
Because
and
he
every
flails
game
his
it either
body
said no
everywhere.
or yes.
That's good content.
There you go.
If you saw Dwight Powell on the street, would you sucker punch him?
No,
I mean, it'd be on my mind.
I don't have a problem with Dwight Powell.
I think he's probably a really good hugger. Like, I feel like he gives good
Got long
hugs.
arms,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just,
You know.
Like long spaghetti arms, he
Yeah.
might miss your whole body.
Well, us pool noodles over here, anyways.
All right, you guys. I think that is enough of that get in that ass energy for today.
That's right. Thank you,
Exactly.
Underdog. Thank you, Luke, for being here. Thank you, Brandon,
Thank
for
you,
being
guys.
no
here.
problem.
How do
Next-
we find you guys?
Yeah, talk. Give them your socials.
Not security, though. It's
Uh,
up to you, though.
I consistently forget my Instagram handle. I think it's like Luke.parent.
He's a friend of Pouring
think.
Takes. Look for him there. Be
Yeah.
I'll
our
tag
friend.
Yeah, I'm
you.
like on
I
there,
will
I think.
tag you.
I
It's
think.
fine.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Mine
Brand-
is B Kerr KERR 2887
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
There we go.
PIAG. And you know to find us at Pouring Takes, pouring.takes on Instagram, pouringtakes.com for all of our channels. You can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify and Apple.
What are your individuals?
Mine is Rhea.Naj, N-A-G, Rhea.Naj.
Nice. Charlie?
Catch me over at Charlie Van here.
Charlie Van here. And
Join
I'm
all my
Tanner-
adventures.
I'm Tanner 5000. That's how you can find us all. We're all on social media.
All 5,000 of Tanner? Oh, my God.
Oh.
That's right.
That's a lot of Tanner.
That's not enough.
I
Still
picked
not
Never
enough.
enough.
It used to be Tanner Man 5000.
Like Power Man 5000.
like Power Man 5000 because I was a big fan whenever I came
When
up
the
with
worlds
the name.
collide.
Real quick, are you karaokeing Wednesday?
That's right. Karaoke Wednesday here at Underdog. We start at 9. We go till you say stop. And then if you got an invite to my birthday party, then you're very special, and I'll see you Saturday.
Who's running karaoke in your backyard?
Alex.
I figured.
My
I
brother.
figured you'd
Is that
hand
the
that
brother
off to-
I met by accident recently?
Probably.
Well, I met him before when we were all working
Was he
together.
dark-headed,
Yes.
or is he mohawked?
Dark-headed, long hair.
That's Kyle.
Oh, that's Kyle.
Yeah.
Alex has a mohawk now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty cool.
No,
He looks like he walked off the set of Cyberpunk. He's so cool.
Kyle's the one that was the falconer at medieval times, right?
Correct.
Which is like the coolest job ever.
He was
So
also the
cool.
executioner. That guy's very talented.
Executioner and Falconer.
All right,
Oh,
Pouring
shit.
Takes.
Kick-ass job.
I'm
See you guys.
jaw
next-
drop on floor.
We'll tell you more about it next time. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night.